All right, friends, it's time. Simba, it is time. It's time for D23. I got my badges right here. I'm going all 3 days. I've got Honda Center tickets for Friday and Saturday to see the entertainment showcase Friday, the parks panel Saturday. Sorry, I use the lingo it's been used before. I don't know what it's called now, like showcase, entertainment showcase or whatever. But yeah, the Honda Center. If you have a ticket of it, you had to buy it when you bought your badge. It's a separate QR code that's different from your badge. So you have to use that QR code ticket to enter the Honda Center at 7 p.m. when the show starts, entering at 5 or 5:30. The Friday night is all entertainment. Marvel Studios, Lucasfilm, Disney Animation, Disney Studios, Pixar, and then even like Disney Cruise. No, Disney Cruise Line will be on Saturday night with the rest of the park stuff. And then Sunday's the Legends. But if you're going to D23 and you're only going to the convention center, don't worry. There's plenty of stuff to do there. First thing you'll do is show up, go through security. It'll give you a little tote. This is the one that they gave out last time, just in case you're not bringing a bag, but you should bring a backpack. You'll get a little brochure thing, which is really handy dandy. Has a map on it. This is the last year map. It's going to look a little different. They're not using the arena this time. And instead of halls A, B, and C, they're going to have A, B, C, and D. And D is where Lorcana is, the Ravensburger booth. This just illustrates the second and third floors of the convention center, including the premiere stage, which is like often BFE. On the back, it should also have Friday, Saturday, Sunday panel schedule. So the premiere stage, archive stage, Hyperion stage, backlot stage schedules for all 3 days will be accessible to you if you have that. But you can also use the app for that. Bring out your handy dandy device here. Go to the D23 app if you don't already have it. Looks like that. And then it'll have a bunch of stuff for you. You can access the virtual queues from there. You can say, hey, what's going on the stages? And choose what stage, and it'll show you where it is on the map. Won't zoom in much. Or you can see the schedule for Friday or Saturday or Sunday, yada, yada, yada. But the main thing you need to look at right now is the map. The map section, first floor. This is the show floor. Over here is Hall A. Now we have Hall B, Hall C, and now Hall D. And look at that, in the back of Hall D, Ravensburger. There's the store and there's the gaming area. I'm assuming that gaming area is going to be where the CCQ is. This is Talent Central. A lot of autograph signings happen over there. So that is Hall D. If you ever hear someone refer to Hall E, it is directly below Hall D. Most of the time now they just use that for queuing. They'll set up lines down there and it's directly under here. Stairs to access it is out in the lobby to go down and then under. But memorize the show floor as best you can. You should at least know A, B, C, and D. Catella is like over here. Harbor's way down here. The Hilton's right here. Marriott. West is that way. East is that way. North is that way. And south is that way, if you're good with directions. The lobby is out front, this little white area. That's where the restrooms are, you can see, and water fountains. Oh, charging station too. Water bottle refillings right there with the restrooms too. Those are the main restrooms you're going to want to use. There are also some in the middle of the hall. There's concession stands and also some restrooms right there. But you're going to want to at least look at this and know where the stores are that you want to go to. Like if you really want to go to the ESPN store, know that it's in the middle of Hall A. Or if you really want to go to the Hulu experience, there it is in Hall A also. Right? If you're going to the Lucasfilm panel, you need to know it's in Hall C right there. The little Lucasfilm fireside meet and greet. All the stores are in here. You just have to zoom in and it'll tell you what they are. You can click on it and it should tell you information. Yep. Look, Art Brand Studios, yada, yada, yada. So if you ever need to find more info, look at cruise lines. I want to go on a Disney cruise. There's a bunch of stuff on the show floor. So it's good to look at this and at least know where you're at. Know the layout in general. So that's the show floor, first floor of the convention center. Second floor, this is directly above the show floor. Backlot stage, Hyperion stage, and there should be some queuing areas for the standby lines for those panel areas somewhere in there. Don't worry about that. Don't worry about that. You're probably not going to get into them. You do need to worry about this thing over here. That's the premiere stage. It is the largest stage at the convention center this year. That does not include the Honda Center. It's far away. So if this is above the show floor, to get to it, you have to go out of the show floor, go up the escalators that are here in the lobby. See those people happily going up an escalator? Then you have to walk the length of the show floor to get to this area where there are some big glass wall of double doors. Walk through it all the way down, and you'll finally, 15 minutes later, get to the premiere stage. So you're going to need some extra time to make sure you get there. Third floor, same as the second floor, just one more up, right? And it's the archive stage. So get to know that. Simply knowing the general area and where things are and where you're going is a huge help. You might not think it because you're like, Scott, I got it. But when you're standing here and all you see is 20 to 30 foot high walls and maybe an aisle going that way and an aisle going that way, and there's a number that says 2630 and then one that says 2640, and you're like, I just want to find the Pandora booth, you're going to get overwhelmed. So knowing where you're at on the show floor and at least which way like the lobby is really important. There's nothing more important to aid in your enjoying of this convention than preparation. Knowing the show floor, knowing what your favorite stores are that you want to get to and how to get to them and when you need to get there. I put the stuff I want to do literally into my calendar. So I know, 6:30 on Friday, I've got to get to the stage for the Ravensburger panel. So I have to leave wherever I'm at 5:30 to try and get there on time. You know, if you just put a little bit of time into your preparation, it's going to help you out a lot. Knowing the main places you want to get to is a really good idea. Bringing a water bottle is a really good idea. Bringing a backpack is a really good idea because there's going to be a bunch of stuff going on and people are going to hand you little things even if you don't want it, a keychain, a mini poster, all this stuff. So it's good to have a backpack because this sometimes isn't enough. And I don't like carrying stuff in my hands. I'd rather just throw it in a backpack. I also bring an N95 mask because there will be tens of thousands of people in that convention center for 3 days straight. And I don't want to breathe their exhalations for all that time. And then get con crud. If you've been to conventions before, you know what that is. You just come out and then like Monday or Tuesday, you're like, because you've just been breathing in other people's breaths for 3 days. Yeah, so know where you're going on the show floor. Build in a buffer time to get from one place to the next. Because crossing the show floor might not look like much getting from here to here, but that can take you 20 minutes. So if you're like, we got to be there in 5, you're 15 minutes late. And they're not going to let you in now because you're late. So always get there early, build in an extra time. Also be aware that all of the panels, if you won your RSP, your random selection process lottery to go to whatever panel, Kingdom Hearts, Percy Jackson, Ravensburger, it says on there in the fine print to be 30 to 45 minutes early. I think premiere stage is 45 minutes early. The other 3, Backlot, Archives, and Hyperion, are 30 minutes. They mean it. Because at that time ahead of the show, all the people who are waiting in the standby queues who didn't win the RSPs get loaded into the room. Because they have to put, in the premiere stage, 3,000 people into that room, into seats. That takes time. So if you want your reservation and it says to get there 45 minutes early, get there 45 minutes early, because then you get to go walk calmly and easily into your 3rd row seat. And then all of the standby gets loaded behind you. So if you get there after that time, standby's already walking in, and they might let you walk in with them. We'll see. But just get there early and build an extra time to walk there, especially if you're in the premiere stage, because you have to go out to the lobby, up the escalators, down the length of the convention center, through the doors, walk down the other walkway down there. Oh, there's a bathroom. I'm going to go to the bathroom. Okay, 5 minutes later. Okay, now you finally make it into the premiere stage, and it's been like 35 minutes from when you left, wherever it was you were. So build in an extra layer of time. Shopping at D23 Expo is very important. I do a lot of shopping there. I bought this mug there last time. The virtual queue is your friend. If you want to go to Mickey's of Glendale Pin Store, Walt Disney Company Store, Walt Disney Company Pin Store, Ravensburger booth, D23 Marketplace, D23 Marketplace Pin Store, Disney Studio Store Hollywood, Disney Yensid, all of those stores are only accessible through the virtual queue. If you don't get a virtual queue boarding group, you don't shop at those stores. Period. There's no standby line. That's it. The way you do this is you pull up that the D23 app. You will go the bottom left corner, discover. The thing right there says virtual queues. Really, really foolproof. And then it says join the virtual queue, and it'll show right there. No survey, please. All the virtual queues that are available. It'll show every single store that I just listed and named, and you go down to it. You click on it. You do all of this before 6 a.m. Okay, so set your alarm for 5:50, so you can wake up and do that. And then you finally will get to, like, let's say Ravensburger booth. Go out, click on the Ravensburger, and then and a little blue button at the bottom will say join virtual queue. It'll be grayed out until 6 a.m. And then when it lights up, you press the blue. And if it doesn't light up once you see your clock switches to 6, refresh it, just pull it down and then hit it. And you'll get a boarding group then. That process is the same for all the virtual queue stores at D23. Mickey's of Glendale, D23 Marketplace, Yensid, Ravensburger. That happens at 6 a.m. Friday, Saturday, Sunday. You have to be within 90 miles to do it. There's no way to prevent people who don't have a badge from entering the virtual queue. I don't think they can actually do that, like run a check. So when you get your virtual queue boarding group, it'll say your boarding group 43. Your expected return time is, 240 minutes. That can go really fast or really slow. Just keep watching it, and it'll tell you when to come back. And they will let boarding groups in so many at a time, depending on the size of the store. And that boarding group that you won gets you in and a +1. So it's a really good idea. If you really want to get into a certain store like Ravensburger, you team up with a friend or your partner, and you each try for the virtual queue, because then even if one of you gets it, you both get to go. Like one of you gets an early boarding group, the other one gets a really late one. You can use the early one, bring the +1, and you get to go. Or if you I really want to go to Mickey's of Glendale, and Steve really wants to go to Ravensburger, but he wants to go to Mickey's of Glendale too, and I also want to go to Ravensburger. We're hey, let's just do a thing here where you'll try for Ravensburger, I'll try from Mickey's of Glendale, and you'll be my +1, and I'll be your +1. So you can, if you both get your boarding groups, you can bring each other into the stores. So the +1 thing is really important. Yeah, and it's great. If you were at D23 in 2024, you know what a mess the queue was for the Ravensburger booth. None of that will be happening this year because it's all on the virtual queue system, except for the Equal pre-order bundle that has their own line apparently. So yeah, so you'll just show up to the Ravensburger booth when your boarding group is called. Should be a minimal line, maybe like 30 minutes, 40 minutes. If you do get a boarding group that maybe has a really high number like 114 or 137, you might not get in. Just because you get a boarding group does not mean you are going to go into the store. Who knows, maybe something happens and they have to shut the store down for a part of the day. So maybe they only get to boarding group 59 and you're boarding group 61. I'm sorry, you're SOL. Welcome to D23, the Ultimate Fan Event. That generally does not happen. Generally, they get through, I think, around 120 boarding groups was what I remember last time for the general stores. That Ravensburger was not a part of that this time. Ravensburger is the only store that is doing 2 virtual queues per day. 6 a.m. is the first entry time. 1 p.m. is the second. So set an alarm on your phone at 12:55 to get ready to do the virtual queue again at 1. What they'll do is at the 6 a.m. one, they'll give out a certain number of boarding groups that they expect to get mostly through, let's say 80. So maybe by 12 o'clock, they're at like boarding group 60. And so by 12:59, they get to like 70. So when they do the virtual queue at 1 o'clock, and already 80 boarding groups have already been given out, the first boarding group that could be next is 81. So they'll 81, 82, 83, 84, 148, whatever. So they'll just keep going through in numerical order until they get through everyone. And they do this every day. So really you can win the virtual queue for the same booth 3 times if you try for it every single time and win it and get called back in time. So yeah, it's a great system. No more waiting in lines or elbowing people in the face or yelling and all that stuff. So, and if you did not see yet, the D23 box that is going to be sold at the convention is also going to be sold at Downtown Disney at the Pin Trader store, where the Lorcana products are sold at that Disneyland Resort. They are using a virtual queue for that as well. Praise be. Because of, Lorcopolis that happened at the Wilds Attack of the Vine drop. There's so many people. So, same process. Just pull up the Disneyland app if you're going to Disneyland Pin Traders on Friday morning. That virtual queue starts at 5 a.m., not 6 like the rest of the convention. It's only for Downtown Disney. Same 90-mile thing. And it starts at 5. I'm assuming you'll get called back around 7 is the earliest time. And you can only get the box there. None of the other stuff that's getting sold at the convention. Just the collector's box. The virtual queue system is great because scalpers won't be able to buy 10 boxes. They'll just get their 1 or 2 because I have a +1, I'm assuming. And that's only for Friday. Whereas the rest of the stuff in D23 is Friday, Saturday, Sunday for all those virtual queues. The virtual queue is your friend. Get good at it. All right, what else do we need to cover? Is D23 worth it? Yeah and no. I mean, for me, it's worth it. I'm a huge Disney fan. So there's a lot of exclusive or limited edition apparel and merchandise that gets sold there. I also love the company and the history of it all. So I love sitting in the panels that really talk about Imagineering in the early days or even the modern Imagineers and what they're doing now. So in that way, yes, it's worth it. It's also great just to be among all these people who you already have something in common with because you're all Disney fans. So if you're waiting in line for something, whatever that is, like the Moana experience, like you probably like the movie Moana and the character, and so do the people who are in line next to you. So you're going to start up conversations and make friends. When I got to the convention on day 1 last year, I was standing next to these people and we just kind of started talking about Disney, and we were both D23 gold members, and they were like, oh, you play Lorcana? I play Lorcana, yeah, I know. And so we were both in line for the Ravensburger booth very early in the morning, and we're still friends now, and we're making plans to meet up again at this D23. So it's great. I have a great time. It can be overwhelming, but it's a lot. So if you've never been to a big convention before, prepare to be overwhelmed. There is a lot going on, a lot of noise, a lot of people. There are times when the main walkway that runs the length of the convention center, this one right here, Mickey Avenue, that's cute. That's 25 feet wide, is literally packed with people, and you can't get to where you need to go in time because there's just a swath of people and it's warm. That generally only happens in the middle of the day, but just be prepared for it. Every booth is going to have a line. You know, people are going to be handing out you stuff as you go, stickers, keychains, mini postcards, all these things. And you will not be able to do everything that you want to do. You just won't. There's too much going on. There's not enough time. And too many schedules overlap. So just know that that's going to happen. I booked the collection quests that were sold ahead of time. I bought 3. One on Friday, one on Saturday, one on Sunday, because I knew once the panel schedule gets released, I'm going to have conflicts and stuff's going to come up. So if I only buy one collection quest, there's a good chance I'm not going to be able to even go to it because something else is going to be happening at that time. And that's happened. Only one of my collection quests is like not conflicting with something else that's already happening that I want to do. So yeah, be ready for that. Make a priority list. I have a priority list already set up of all the stores that I want to go to on each day, which one is like, this is my priority for this day, this is my priority for this day, and so forth. It would be good to kind of go to social media and look at the stores that you like, whether it's Loungefly, Pandora, Little Words Project, Hulu, and see their social media, their website, what they're doing at the con. Because they might be doing something that's, oh, this looks really interesting, or they're selling something I really want to buy. So put that on your priority list. Or you could see someone that you really like and be like, oh, they're just selling the regular stuff. Okay, I'm not going to go there. So you know ahead of time not to waste your time. Yeah, you might want to be able to step outside and just relax for a little bit, or go sit down at the concessions in the center of halls B and C to sit down and just kind of regroup, because there's just a lot happening. And when you're in the middle of the floor, these booths are like 20 feet tall all around you, and you might be able to think by looking at this, oh, I've got it. You know what? I'll be fine. I can see my way around. No, you can't. You're just going to be in the middle of all this stuff and all these people. And there's like a 2630 cube over there and 2640. And yeah, that's telling you where you're at. But if you don't know, you're going to feel lost and not know where to go. And it's hot and you're tired and your feet hurt. So just know your bearings and know at least how to get out to the lobby so you can get away from everything and maybe step outside. Yeah. So if you do want to step outside, there is food outside. It's pretty good. There's some food trucks out there. I don't know the pricing of them. They're probably slightly overpriced. It takes time to get out there. So if you don't go to the concessions that's in the middle of the show floor, that serves like pizza, hamburgers, maybe a salad or hot dog or something, you have to go outside to the food trucks, and they're pretty good, I think. But give yourself an hour and a half to 2 hours to do that, because it's going to take you 15 to 20 minutes just to get out there, and then 30 to 45 minutes of waiting in line to order. Yeah, there's going to be a line that long for the food trucks. And then you're going to make your food, and then 20 minutes later you get it, and now you start eating it, and it's been like an hour and a half already. And then you have to go back into the con. So give yourself a buffer for that. Also give yourself a buffer when you're just going from place to place inside of the con, because if you're trying to go from one side of the convention center to the other, that could take you 20 minutes. And if you're trying to go all the way to the premiere hall, which is out to the lobby, up to the second floor, down the length of it, and then down through the glass doors and all around to the premiere stage, it can take you like 35 minutes. So just give yourself extra time, and you should be okay that way. When it comes to shopping, if you do some shopping early, definitely utilize the bag check that's in the lobby. They will hold your bags for you. You can, if you buy something big or heavy, you can take it out to the lobby, hand it over to bag check. They'll staple it shut, put a ticket on it, give you a copy of that ticket, and they will hold it for you till the end of day. So you don't have to carry it around and lug it with you all over. It's really great. But take note, if you do use this system, that when you pick up, everyone's trying to pick up at the same time. So there's generally like a 30-minute line. So give yourself an extra time, especially if you have to head over to the Honda Center. You need to get on the shuttles or leave at a certain time, build an extra buffer time. When it comes to the convention itself, If you're packing for it or thinking about what you're going to wear, if you're going to cosplay, go for it. My recommendation, wear comfortable shoes, wear comfortable bottoms, pants or shorts, and then wear a shirt and a t-shirt and maybe bring a layer for over that, a hoodie, light jacket, windbreaker, or don't, because you might just buy a hoodie or jacket or windbreaker at the convention. Everywhere is going to be selling them, not just the official stores. Everywhere is going to have merchandise and apparel for sale. You're going to be in this convention for a long time, even if you're just there for one day. So I would just go minimal with what you're doing and bring snacks. Bring a water bottle for sure. Bring a backpack for sure. The website did say that they are allowing food in the convention center this year. They didn't 2 years ago. Who knows what's actually going to happen? I'm going to bring snacks, and hopefully they don't take them as I enter, because I don't want to wait in the line for food outside, and I like just having something, because if you have to walk from one side of the convention center and you don't have a reservation for this panel that you're going to, so you get there an hour and a half early, and then the panel itself is another hour, that's like half hour, 90 minutes, another hour, that's 3 hours that you're going to be just to do this one thing. So having a snack is going to be clutch. Protein bars, nuts, pack snacks that you would take if you're hiking. I also bring an N95 mask. I can't remember if I already said that. It makes me feel better because there's a lot of people in there. And just have fun. Like, make a good list that you know you want to do, the things that you have to do there, whether it's see a certain thing like the Lucasfilm thing because you're a Star Wars fan, or Ravensburger booth, or this certain panel like the Kingdom Hearts panel, and then just explore the rest. There's so much going on. You're going to see all the stuff that you didn't even know was there. So have a good time. Say hi to me there. If you're confused and lost on the show floor and you see me walking around, flag me down and say, hey, Scott, help. I'm trying to get here. How do I get there? I will just tell you, just like I'm a cast member at Disneyland, go down this way, 2 Finger Point, and help you out. It's going to be fun. It's going to be a lot. We're going to have a good time. See you there.